So, I'm kicked back with my newspaper when this silver sedan screeches to a halt at my driveway, and out storms Diane Kessler, our HOA president, face red as a fire truck, pounding on my daughter's black car like she's auditioning for a cop drama. She's shrieking about unauthorized vehicles and violations, dialing 911 with this wild look, threatening a citizen's arrest, not knowing the driver. My daughter, Clara, is slowly lowering her sunglasses, her sheriff's badge glinting like a warning she's about to regret crossing. Let me tell you, that afternoon in Riverwood Heights turned Diane's power trip into a lesson she'll never forget. I'm Caleb Turner, a 62-year-old retired Army vet who thought I'd found peace in this Georgia suburb after 30 years of service. My colonial house, with its neat lawn and American flag, is my haven, where I live with Clara, my 34-year-old daughter, a sheriff's deputy who moved in after her divorce. Clara's a rock, 15 years in law enforcement, always taking the tough shifts, earning respect countywide. Riverwood Heights HOA was a minor headache until Diane took over 2 years ago, turning it into her personal kingdom. She's late 40s, with too much time and a need to control everything. Her husband's always gone, leaving her to terrorize us with her clipboard and measuring tape. When Clara moved in, Diane pounced, nitpicking our mailbox color, trash bin placement, even Clara's gym bag in her car, claiming it ruined the aesthetic. She'd patrol like a drill sergeant, camera in hand, citing us for nonsense, quoting her rulebook like scripture. Clara, ever the pro, tried diplomacy, adjusting what she could, but Diane's demands got crazier. Things exploded when Clara brought her patrol car home, standard for deputies on call. That black and white cruiser, with its light bar, drove Diane nuts. "It's a blight," she'd rant, demanding Clara park it elsewhere, citing commercial vehicle rules, ignoring that it's a sheriff's car. Clara explained it's required, but Diane threatened $50 daily fines. Clara's shifts made it worse. Overnight patrols, 18-hour emergencies, sometimes sit in her cruiser to decompress, finish paperwork, or just breathe after high-stress calls. Diane saw this as loitering, spying from her window with binoculars, logging Clara's every move like a private eye. Neighbors noticed Diane's obsession. The Garcias across the street said she grilled them about Clara's schedule, old Mr. and Mrs. Lopez next door said she asked them to snitch on us. Tensions hit a peak one October morning. Clara, after a 20-hour shift handling a hostage crisis, pulled in at 7 a.m., drained. She dozed off in her cruiser, paperwork in lap, needing a moment's peace. Diane, watching like a hawk, saw her chance. She charged over, banging on Clara's window, screaming, "You're trespassing. Move this vehicle." Neighbors peeked out, drawn by her shrieks. Diane, thinking she had Clara cornered, called 911, claiming a suspicious trespasser and impersonation of an officer, demanding an arrest. I watched from my window, half stunned. Her famosage had no clue who she was messing with. Clara stared, radio crackling with dispatch alerting her to respond to her own address. She lowered her sunglasses, badge gleaming, and stepped out, uniform crisp despite the grueling night. "Morning, Mrs. Kessler," she said, calm as a lake. Diane's jaw dropped, her clipboard frozen midair. Officer Ramirez, Clara's colleague, rode up, lights flashing, looking baffled. Clara pulled him aside, laying out Diane's harassment dates, citations, threats. Ramirez, scribbling notes, turned to Diane, who stammered, "I'm HOA president, I have authority." He cut her off. "Ma'am, filing false reports is serious. HOAs don't trump law enforcement." Diane's face crumpled as reality targeted a deputy sheriff. Clara, done playing nice, told Ramirez she'd file charges for harassment, false reports, and interfering with an officer. Diane, speechless, slunk away as neighbors whispered. Clara filed her complaint that day, detailing Diane's campaign with witness statements from the Garcias and Lopezes. The sheriff's internal affairs unit launched a probe, led by Detective Laura Hayes, who uncovered Diane's obsession. She'd kept files on every neighbor: photos, compliance scores, logs of routines. Her home office was a stalker's lair, with a zoom camera aimed at our driveway, recording us and others. Diane had filed baseless county complaints, wasting resources, even tried getting Clara investigated for misusing her cruiser standard practice. A private investigator she'd hired refused her request to dig into Clara's past, warning it was stalking. Then, a twist, Mrs. Lopez revealed Diane had pressured her son, a former HOA treasurer, to hide funds from fake fines, funneled into community projects like Diane's pool renovation. The HOA meeting was a circus. 300 residents packed the community center, ready to confront Diane. She tried running it like usual, but neighbors stood, one by one, sharing her abuses, the Garcia's fence fines, the Lopez's more citations, a single mom's bike threats. Clara spoke last, outlining her charges, voice steady, not vengeful. The board, spooked, voted unanimously to oust Diane, setting up oversight to stop future tyrants. Her fines were reversed, residents freed from her grip. In court, the prosecutor, ADA Tom Vega, laid out Diane's surveillance, fake reports, and harassment, shocking the packed gallery. Diane's defense that she was protecting standards tanked when Vega played her unhinged 911 call. Clara's testimony, calm and precise, sealed it, detailing the toll on her life and work. The jury took 2 hours to convict Diane of stalking, harassment, false reports, and interference. Judge Elena Ortiz gave her 6 months in jail, 2 years probation, a restraining order, and $15,000 in restitution for county costs. Diane had to ditch her cameras and files, facing lawsuits from neighbors. Her husband divorced her, horrified by her secret spy setup, their house sold to a young family. Clara put up a "reserved for sheriff" sign by our driveway legal board, a neighborhood legend. Diane, released early, fled to another state, her reign over. Riverwood Heights bloomed, kids played, neighbors chatted, fear gone. Clara's promoted to senior deputy, her badge a symbol of real authority, not Diane's clipboard. Was Diane a petty tyrant drunk on control, or did she genuinely think she was saving the neighborhood? Comment your take. Faced an HOA bully. I read everyone. Like if justice felt right, subscribe for more. Authority versus accountability, where's the line? Let's talk. So, I'm kicked back with my newspaper when this silver sedan screeches to a halt at my driveway, and out storms Diane Kessler, our HOA president, face red as a fire truck, pounding on my daughter's black car like she's auditioning for a cop drama. She's shrieking about unauthorized vehicles and violations, dialing 911 with this wild look, threatening a citizen's arrest, not knowing the driver. My daughter, Clara, is slowly lowering her sunglasses, her sheriff's badge glinting like a warning she's about to regret crossing. Let me tell you, that afternoon in Riverwood Heights turned Diane's power trip into a lesson she'll never forget. I'm Caleb Turner,